indictments coming down.
The one and only Ahmed Ali. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
And then I started doing more research and I found you, and I hate doing videos, but the coaching calls was one of the things. And then you had another video that caught my eye where it was specific, outside the PMP, but I knew this is real content. This is things that will be on the exam, right?
I did hard work for sure, but I think the follow-up, sir, you did. I don't know how you managed to do the follow-up with one particular student like me. You have hundreds of students. You are just keeping an eye on each of the students. So after my hard work, I can say that the credit goes to you, sir. That is for sure.
Hi, Amir. Good morning. Yes, I cleared the exam. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. And this has happened only because of that customized roadmap and mocks, and you always keep on asking us to do proper RCA, detailed RCA. It happened only because of the detailed RCA. Yes, this RCA helped me a lot.
Thank you for all this guidance and support you gave me, Mr. Amir. Thanks for our team.
So I was just looking at his post, who cleared the PMP, and he used to post the success stories on daily basis. So I reached out to Alina and I asked her how's his program or something. So she said you can trust him and you should join this program if you are looking for it.
It was a very customized base feedback that I was getting from sir, from you.
So yes, follow-up is very important, and thank you very much for that. It made me accountable. If you didn't ask me this often, I would have slacked off more.
I would say your course was super important. I think this was the main part, once you understand the course, and then I think the mocks were super important. Your emphasis on mocks, you kept nagging us that, get this mock done, do RCA. All of this was super helpful because questions were they were similar. So yeah, mocks were, there are so many mocks that you have, and if you do all of them, I'm pretty sure anybody who goes, who does them can easily clear a team.
Amir, first of all, thank you so much. I think without your guidance, it took me 1 year, one complete year. I was preparing for PMP through books and everything. So I was giving some mocks also available online, and I was not able to, have that confidence that I'll be able to clear. But I'm telling you, after attending the classes, especially after doing the mocks, doing the RCAs, I was feeling confident enough that yes, I can attempt it. And the day you told me to book your exam, I still asked you that are you sure that I can give the exam? And you said yes, you're ready.
First of all, I thank you a lot for the privilege, because when I started encounter with your program through LinkedIn, so some of your thoughts, always motivated me. I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. So I always follow you, almost everything, all your journeys. I watch all of them, even the one that they speak in your local language.
So that was not an easy journey, and it would not be possible without you. I really appreciate the support. He was always available for my questions and always put me in the right direction. And actually, if I want to say how was the journey, my journey started 2 years back. When I first called you for the SP, and then you directed me to PMP, and then we did SP after that, and then you tricked me to do the PGMP.
Thank you so much, and again, Amir, thank you so much, and your mocks are really good. I mean, everyone should do your mock for sure, and then they will be all prepared for the exam. And trust your program.
And then you came with your follow-ups, and that kind of really boosted me. Those daily follow-ups, making sure that I was getting the mocks that I needed to do completed. and following up on me. It really boosted my motivation again. And as I was started doing those mocks, I got an opportunity for a job which required me to have PMP. So I had to go for PMP before I get the interview.
Mostly coaching call is for like you understand how you will solve the question. Mostly it is like that. We can only do the 10 or 12 questions, maybe less than that. But main thing is it will come into your bones that you have to do elimination technique. So you cannot go just, okay, this is the answer, I will go directly put this answer. That is the main thing. It will come into you that you have to do elimination technique. That is the best thing for coaching all.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, with the right guidance from yourself, I managed to do good in the exam and to clear the PMP. I would say that your approach was really helpful because I'm not that type of a person who would sit there and read a lot of theoretical things to get things done. I'm more of a practical person who would prefer practicing over sticking to the theoreticals. And
I would definitely say that the root cause analysis for me was the key. And here's why. Is some people try so hard to memorize all the processes and how they're all linked together. And if you do this, then you got to do that. And some people, maybe they think that way. That was very hard for me. It was just a lot to memorize. I'm there, Ali. I can't do that. So for me, just the process of actually answering the questions with your technique of process of elimination. And then you're left with always like two answers. Which one do you do? And if you get it wrong, you have to go do the root cause analysis. So thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you very much for everything. Fantastic. I would not have done as well as I had done if I hadn't had the foundation you gave me, for sure.
Who here wants to be successful? Raise your hands. Who here wants to be successful? Raise your hands. This is one of the things that I really love doing with you guys. Every Thursday we come up and we discuss question answers, how to do things, how to work into those scenarios. First of all, if you are my student, I can see Suhail putting waiting, Aftab Malik putting, Suhail put in the batch 3 and PMP aspirant that the coaching call has started. Aftab Malik sir, please put in the batch 5 that the coaching call has started. So the other people who wants to join, you see, most of the time I know that people need a little bit push from each other that, okay, let's go into that. So please message Aftab sir in your group that the coaching call has started, and put hello, hi, whoever you are, where you from, that so that I can know that you are with me. Okay, today I wanted to share few things with you, and they are kind of very important, right? So starting with the thing number 1. Okay. Yeah, how can I do that? I'm trying to share the screen. You see, my son last night he reset my entire board, so the PowerPoint, etc., everything got uninstalled. How many of you have sons or children like that who love to do things mess up for you? Put in the chat box if you have a son or a daughter like that who mess up everything you do. Last night my son messed up the entire thing. The most important thing in PMP exam is time management. Now, I have emphasized it many times before, but today I want to, before we start solving question answers, I want to put more emphasis on this thing, that time management is your real exam management. If you can manage time effectively, most of the time you can do anything in the exam, right? So when I talk about the time management, like especially when you will, Aftab Saab and Suhail, when you will reach 180 question answer, okay, and I'll ask you to do the proper time management. Let's say you did mock in 3 hours. This is a normal thing. I ask a student, how was your time management? And they will say, my time management was very good. I was able to complete exam in 3 hours. That's a bad time management. That's a bad time management. In exam, you get 3 hours and 50 minutes. The best time management is to complete on time, exactly on time, or maximum 5 minutes before. Now we all know if you run out of time if you run out of time, you feel that that is a bad time management. Everybody knows if you run out of 4 question or 5 question or 10 question, everyone knows that's a bad time management. But similarly, if you complete the question quickly, if you complete the question, let's say 20 minutes before, even 15, like anything above 15 minutes, if you complete the question anything above 15 minutes, that is a poor time management. That time management is not the right time management. You need to improve that time management. It's very, very critical for everyone who is preparing for PMP. Am I clear? Put in the chat box that this is clear. If this is clear, put in the chat box. If you are doing 180 question, what would be the best time management? Take a minute to answer it. What is the best time management to do? So put in that, Aftab sir, what is the best time management to do in that work? Okay, clear. Okay, now let's say you start the real exam. It's a real exam. You are giving the real exam. How does the real exam work, sir? 7 minutes will be tutorial. 7 minutes will be tutorial. Okay, you will watch the tutorial. Don't skip the tutorial at all. Watch that tutorial. That tutorial is going to tell you like things, how you are going to manage time, things of those nature. Okay, watch that tutorial. If you skip it, there is no benefit of that. Then question number 1 will start. Here it will be written off 1 out of 180. Here the timer will start 230 minutes. The timer will start from 230 minutes, which means 3 hours and 50 minutes. 3 hours and 50 minutes. Okay. As you move from question 1 to 2, 3, 4, your timer will move to 29, to 28, to 27 in the negative direction. Okay. Pay close attention. This is a very important thing. When you reach to question number 60, okay, and you press next into it. When you press next into it, immediately the exam will pop up. They have already explained that it will pop up in the when you were watching the tutorial, but exam will pop up showing that do you want to review? Now let's say 230 minus 80, you are left with 150 minutes. My recommendation is first 60 question you solve in 180 minutes. Okay, so let's say you solved 1 to 60 in 80 minutes, which means you are left with 150 minutes. 230 minus, if you are left with 150 minutes or 152 minutes, 155 or 147, like plus minus tolerance of 5 to 10, okay, there is no need to review at all. If you have solved the question properly first time, I'd never recommend to review the question. It is possible that your first 60 questions are very hard. They are like the punch on your face. That is possible. The first 60 questions are very challenging, very hard. I like to say that first 60 questions are like Muhammad Ali punch. They are the most hardest question. Okay, you solved it in 80 minutes. Now you take a, if you don't review it, you say I don't want to review it. Next pop-up will come. Do you want to take break? Okay, now always take a break. Always take a break. Okay, if you say I don't want to take a break, you will not get any extra time. But if you say I want to take a break, your clock was 150, this clock will stop, another clock will start working, that will be 10 minutes for break. Please note, if you skip this break, you cannot use these 10 minutes for your solving question answers. You cannot use them. So taking the break is a compulsory thing. I would say take a break, go to washroom. I highly recommend bring a water bottle with you. You can actually put in locker your water bottle. So drink water in the breaks. Have some sweet thing, like I recommend taking a chocolate with you. You can also take some protein bar, like whatever works for you. You go to the break, drink chocolate, drink water, relax. You can walk, whatever you want to do. You can even do meditation, which I do. Relax your mind. Taking deep breath, that can help you. That's very effective when you are doing the exam. That really is very effective. Then once the 10-minute pass, please try to come back within 9 minutes. Okay, because when the 10-minute pass, automatically your 150-minute clock will start working. Okay, so let's say the 10 minute has passed, you come back to the exam. Now the question will start from 61. You cannot go back to the first section. You took the break, you don't took the break. After 60 question, you cannot take the break. You cannot go back to the first 60 question. Now from 61 till 120. My recommendation is you do them in 75 minutes. Like 150 minus 75, 75. Again, after 120 question, the exam is going to ask you, do you want to take a break? Do you want to review? Again, my recommendation remains same. There is no need to review whatsoever. If you did it good, take a break. Again, 10-minute break. You go to the break. Okay. You come back in the break. Again, relax yourself. Walk through. Then once you come back, now from question number 121 into 180. Let's say you had 75 minutes. Complete them, the last section in the time. Okay. Take your complete time. One of the most important thing is that if you complete the exam quickly, you don't get any benefit of that. Okay, you don't get any benefit of that if you complete the exam quickly. So it makes sense that you use all the time. Let's say even if you complete the exam in 3 hours 45 minutes or 3 hours 50 minutes, you don't get any advantage of that. So why not we take entire time for that thing? Okay, so what I just Sami, I will answer all the questions in a minute. So what I said, like the exam and start, you had 7-minute tutorial. Don't skip it. Like close your eyes, whatever your religion is, relax it. Like if you are a Muslim, you can recite Durood. If you are Hindu, you can recite your things, whatever your religion is, whatever calm yourself. Okay, do that. Then when the exam start, question 1 to 60, then this is part A, 10-minute break. Then question 61 to 120. Then there is a 10-minute break. Okay, 121 to 180. Okay, now there is only one clock that is moving in 230 minutes. You can spend all your time on one section, or you can equally divide into all 3 sections. My recommendation, first mock, first section 80 minutes, next 75, then 75. 80, 75, 75. The first section normally is the toughest section. You feel like that I'm gonna fail in the first section, I'm not gonna pass. Slow down. The rule number 1, take a deep breath. Try doing deep breath. Samia, Sohail, Aftab, close your eyes, take a deep breath. 3 times. You will feel better. Try doing it, please. Take a deep breath. Once you feel relaxed, once you feel good, now also do the same thing in sections. Okay, also do the same thing. Okay, 2 students asked the same question, why shouldn't we review? That's my personal recommendation, that you should not review it. The reason is that when we are doing the questions, we are in a flow. So when we go back, we second guessing ourselves. Yes, there is a probability when you review 4 to 5 questions, you can make it right, but you will start second guessing yourself, and you will start getting panic. Like for example, let's say you go back to the question number 1 and you picked answer B or C. You picked answer B or C. You say, no, I think now it's C. no B. You will start getting panic. You will get confused. Even because of reasoning, you can get 3 to 4 questions right. You are gonna mess up. If you want to review, what I recommend is that there's an option in the exam simulator. You can put it for mark, right? You can put it for mark. There's a question which while you are solving, you were not clear. You said, okay, I will get back to this question. Like it can be possible there's a question in the exam that is taking too much of your time. Okay, let's say there was a question, you are solving first section, 23 question. Okay, you mark it. Why did you mark it? Because it was asking for long time. You did not have that much time. You said, okay, I'm gonna discuss it later on. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this on later on. If that is something, sure, you can come and review it. Otherwise, there is no need. You are just wasting your time. Okay, acha. Now this is my formula: 80, 75, 75. But you can also consider it as 75, 75, 75, 5 minutes, whichever the section is challenging. Whichever the section is challenging. 80 to 90%, the first section is challenging, the section A. But it can be that the second section is challenging or third section is challenging. That is possible. That is possible. Okay, few more tips for this thing. Wherever you are, anywhere in the world, if you have a passport, take your passport with you, okay, for identification. Your name should be same as it is on the passport, as it is on your identity. Like this is very important. When you get email or when you book the exam, your name must be same. If you go to the exam, your name is not same, you need to make sure that you talk to PMI and correct your name before you go to the exam. Otherwise, they would not let you give the exam. I recommend passport. If you don't have a passport, you are in Pakistan, you can take CNIC. You are in India, Aadhaar card will work. You are in UAE, Emirates ID will work. You are in US, Canada, driving license. Saudi Arabia also, driving license will work. But passport work everywhere. If you have a passport, it works everywhere. I highly recommend, if you have an exam tomorrow or a day after tomorrow, in 2 days, go to the center, visit it. Okay, visit the center so that when you go to the exam day, you don't feel panic or things of those nature. And go to the center a day before the exam so that you know exactly where is center. Even the center is 5 minutes away, go to the center. Very, very important thing. If your exam center is 1 hour away, if the exam center is 1 hour away, okay, I would recommend take a hotel near the center and stay there a night before. Like I had students who travel 4 hours, 5 hours, then they give the exam. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay, I don't want you to get an extra tension when you go to the exam and get there. So be there, calm yourself. So go there, leave the center near into it. This is especially useful for people in Saudi Arabia. Okay, for the people in Saudi Arabia. If you give exam in center, like there are two options now, center and home. My recommendation is in center. So if you give exam in center, you can speak a little bit. There will be no issue into that. You can read a little bit loud. Many people have habit. I have that habit. I read a little bit aloud. There is no problem into that. But if you are at home, I don't recommend giving exam at home. But let's say if you give exam at home, you cannot move your lips. If your internet is a problem, it will be your thing. You cannot move like this. You cannot do like this. Okay, keep that thing in your mind. If you are booking exam at home, at least 3 days before, check your computer, check your system. 1 day before, check your system and make sure your system has no files into it. And when the exam starts, the proctor comes in the online exam, it will be continuously monitored. You ask the proctor, like, can I drink water? You can actually put this water bottle there and drink it during the exam. I did it at my CAP exam. So ask the proctor, build that rapport with the proctor. Very important. While solving the question answers, servant leadership mentality and agile mindset. This is the heart of the questions. always have a servant leadership mentality, agile mindset. This is the most important thing in the exam when you are doing the exam. The servant leadership mentality, agile mindset. If you have this thing, you can clear the exam. There is no negative marking. Complete your exam. 80, 75, 75. Okay. Can we left hard question? Unattended can do it. Yes, this you can do. This you can do. You can mark the question and come back later to it. That can be possible. Okay. You will not get many formula question, maybe a drag and drop question. Said you can do that thing with them. That is also possible. Okay. G, anyone has any other question? How to manage time in the exam? How to manage the exam day stress? Any question from this context? Okay. So let me know if you have any other question into that. Otherwise, we'll go and solve question answers. This was important. Many people were asking what to do in the exam. Very important thing. In order to understand 7 leadership agile mindset, watch those 20 to 21 tips. I made that video. Did you watch that video, 21 tips? Okay. I told you my son messed up the entire thing. So, okay. Okay. So, just give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, please solve question number 175. Kindly solve question number 175. Please share on the group. I did share in the group. I did share it with everyone. I will share it again with all of you. Solve this question, please. G, what will be your answer? Okay, so we have B option here as an answer. Okay, why do you think B is the right answer? What's your justification? Can you please share it? I go to my YouTube channel and the 21 tips are there, my friend. Okay. You give your answers, na? After put in the answers in the chat box. Everyone, please put your answers in the chat box. Why do you think this answer is a right or wrong? Please. D. Okay, so if we look at the question, which approach will be most effective in building high performance team? We're talking about high performance team. You are assembling a team for a new high profile project. The project required innovative solution and collaboration from various departments. Considering the need for creativity, collaboration, and a blend of skills, what would you do? Select team member on their expertise. If I select team member on expertise, we will not have creativity. Emphasizing skill can be, no, that will not give the creativity. No, B would be the right answer. Because when you are giving the answer for the question, please give the answer, detailed answer. What's your answer here, guys? Question number 176. D option B. It saves time. We can. Okay, A, B, D. We got multiple options here. Okay, you have identified a gap in your project team's competencies related to a technology that is critical for the project success. How would you ensure that your team members are trained in this technology considering the limited time? Develop an in-house customize. Okay. Now the problem is that I want to make sure that team members do have the training. How would you ensure your team members and relevant stakeholders they are trained in this technology? Considering the timeline limited, budget is a problem. Okay, develop an in-house training led by the team member. Okay, this will save the time and budget. Not a arrange for external vendor, that will be a money problem and the time problem. We need to evaluate that. Okay, recommend self-study, that will take a lot of time. Okay, delegate, no, A would be the right answer. Okay, 177 CAR. So whatever the answer you are saying, I need a justification for that answers. Okay, because when you provide justification, then it could be understood better. So why do you think this answer is right? I need to understand that. Samia, justification, sister. In a multinational project, you face challenges due to laws, culture differences. Mid-project, a key team member threatens to leave due to work. Now, key team member, only one person, due to perceived work-life balance. Perceived work-life balance. Is it a really work-life balance? I don't know. Which could derail a project timeline. How should you navigate the situation to retain the team member? I want to retain it. Ensure continued progress without compromise legal and culture standards. So I want to retain the team member. I want to make sure that we follow the standards. How I can do that? Renegotiate the project deadlines with the stakeholders to accommodate more flexible working condition. Like, we don't need for the entire team here. It's only one team member who has a problem. But it's not a bad option. Still, it's not a bad option. Implement a tailor for team member involving remote work and without altering the broader project team plan. Okay. Now, for those people who have selected option A, so why not B? And those who have selected C, why not B? And similarly, Muzammil, give the justification. Conduct a series of culture sensitivity aiming to foster understanding and adjust the plan. Okay, Samia, you chose option C. How did you solve the problem of the team member? That looks like a good option. How does that solve? The problem here is that a team member, a key team member is leaving the project. How do you solve that problem? The problem is he is leaving it. I don't want him to leave that thing. So how you are solving that thing, sister? That's an important thing here. D is eliminated. Now this is an important thing. Read here. I want to understand the contract, understand everything, but I also want to make sure that team member does not leave. The option C, which many people are choosing, okay, which many people are choosing, that is not giving that context here. Okay, that is not giving that context here. I need to make sure that I worked into that one, right? So C is eliminated option. It has nothing to do with that. It does not solve it. Now we are left with two options, A and B. Renegotiate the timeline with the stakeholder. Entire team does not have that problem. Why A is not the right answer? We are solving here for the entire team. Only one team member has an issue. So we will give him the requirement. I don't want to lose him. B is the right answer. B. Guys, is this clear to everybody? Does that make sense to that? Because not only solving question answer is important. I want to make sure that you really understand how to solve the question answers. That is the key statement here. How to solve the question answers. Without knowing how to solve the question answers, we cannot go forward. Okay, we cannot go forward. We cannot solve the things. Okay, so this is an important thing, that when we solve the question, we understand the context behind it. Okay, and by the way, if you haven't liked the video, please do like the video. I see only few of the likes in the chat box. Everyone, please do like the video. C, 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 D. Okay, C, D, C, D. Okay. Two, you are managing a project with a significant innovation potential. However, the team innovation efforts are hindered by rigid organizational culture. To empower your team and encourage innovation, which approach would be most effective? Develop a parallel structure that operates outside the traditional. Okay. Negotiate for sand. Okay, guys, what is sandboxing? If you know what is sandboxing, put in the chat box. Okay, implement a decentralized with the team, granting team members autonomy while using a diplomatic channels. Rashid, that will take a long time. We will not be able to immediately resolve there. Okay, it's not a bad option, but it will take a long time. Facilitate a series of innovation workshop with team members to collectively identify and change the organizational process. Guys, again, long time. You are talking about cultural. Uh, Here, there are two problems. There are culture barriers. The culture barriers is stopping anything to move forward. That is a problem number one. You don't want that thing to damage your team creativity. Okay, so what we do, why not we go with the B option? We will make a closed environment with a sample where the team can work into that. Okay, when they get something better, then show it to the client, then show it to the people. This goes back to the same concept of MVP or MMF, minimum marketable features or minimum viable product. You make it in the small product. Once the thing is done, then you show it to the other things, and in this way things work. So B would be the right answer here. Very few people basically put B answer. You make a development structure and then worked into that way. Very important question, because sandboxing was not learned anywhere else. (179B). Okay, your project required the adoption of a new complex technology that is not familiar to most team members. Given the steep learning curve, which strategy would be best to ensure all projects parties are proficient in the technology without significant delaying the project? Okay. Organize an accelerated intensive training program delivered by external expert. Like, this will delay the project, and this will also increase the cost. Okay. Leverage train the trainer where a small group could. Okay, B looks like a good option. Implement a blended self-placed. Again, that will take time. Okay, time, time. This is again the concept of MVP. You train some people, then work it and export into that. Mubashir, implement a blended learning that will take time. We want to increase it, we want to decrease it. When somebody has learned it, they teach it to other people, you learned it more quickly. Some virtual team questions now.
Knew everything about it. He had no problem.
A. With your project team distributed across several time zones, now the productivity has begun to wane, executed by the challenges of our virtual team. What strategy would you employ to maximize the engagement, considering the complexity of cross time? Now, cross time culture thing. What is follow the sun model, guys? Muzammil, what is follow the sun model? Implement a 24-hour follow the where tasks are given. Okay, establish a digital co-working space using virtual technology. They are working in a different time zone, so B would be very difficult. C, so same goes that. Follow the sun model. What is that? Here, the overlapping will work into that. If you do something, other can work into that. In this way, you will be able to do handle it. A would be the right answer. Manili, why you went to B? Establish a digital that is stimulating physical. We are in a different time zone. If the Manili, the question said that you put them into one time together, I could have understand it. Here the problem is they are living in a different several time zone. Other people may not be able to come into that location. We not be able to look into that. So that's why A would be the right answer. Follow the sun model. Another term that we need to understand. Follow the sun mean 24/7 approach. 24 approach. A, B. You are leading a highly specialized projects that required knowledge sharing and collaborations. How would you facilitate a shared understanding among team members to ensure seamless integration for their initiate a cross-disciplinary mentorship program? Very good. Pairing team members. Okay. Expert exchange workshop where team members conduct interactive sessions. Very good. Another series. Okay, so here all four options are right. To be very true, all four options are right. Okay. Now everyone has their own jargons and conceptual framework. What do we want? How would you facilitate a shared understanding among team members, seamless integrations? Now, we don't want any unseamless. Initiate a cross-disciplinary mentorship program, pairing team members from different specialties to foster mutual understanding. Now, one-to-one discussion, A option, will take a lot of time. Okay, that will not make it seamless. Create an expertise exchange workshop where team members conduct session can be a very good option, not a bad option at all. Develop a dynamic knowledge repository incorporating glossaries, concept explanation, and expert insight to facilitate self. Now, self-directive, everything was beautiful, but self-directive was a problem. Okay. Organize a series of team building retreats, focus on designed a breakdown silos and encourage integrate thinking and collaboration. Okay, not bad. For those people who are saying B, how did they eliminate D? And for those who are saying D, how did you eliminate B? Put your justifications. Okay, so B would be the right answer because retreat is not needed. Here the question does not says that the motivation is lacking. So we need to retreat or break the silos. The silos is not a problem here actually. Okay, silos is not a problem here. The problem is more towards that jargons and things. If the motivation was problem, there was too much work, then we could have looked at the D option. Okay, for those people who were saying D, I hope that makes sense. B is the right answer. G. Question number 182, guys. You are in the negotiation phase with multiple stakeholders regarding the project success, project scope, and resources. The project success hinges on reaching a consensus. What approach would you take to navigate this negotiation? Prioritize stakeholder interest based on their power. Like, how can I prioritize Manili, the projects, and Dr. Khurana Natranj, our project focusing negotiation? Okay, I'll go to the. You are in the negotiation phase who have conflicting interest regarding the project scopes and resources. It reaches consensus that satisfy all parties. Okay, like prioritize and their interest over the project. Like, that's a very strange line. Utilize a combination of compromise, seeking to find a middle ground. Why not B option, Manali, Mubashir? Like this, it's a better option. Competitive strategy now. B is the right answer, guys. A is nowhere near the right answer. I guess you did not read the question properly. A, you are saying that the scope is not important, schedule is not important, only stakeholders are important. We want to get them into an agreement. We don't want to destroy the project objectives here. A is not the right answer at all. B is. We need to prioritize, but we do not need to prioritize, Mubashir, the what stakeholders want over the project resources. Not at all, brother. How would you manage this situation to make informed decision regarding the proposed changes? Midway through your project, a stakeholder proposes a changes, but risk extending the timeline. Okay. Conduct analysis. Okay. A is the right answer. This is a straightforward question. A is the right answer. You are managing a project that is critical. Oh, I did not see the answers. D. Critically under-resourced halfway through its timeline. Stakeholders are resistant to increase the budget. Which innovative approach could imply reevaluate the scope? Can we reduce a resource optimization? Yeah. No resource negotiate. No, Faryal. No, at all. Not at all. We will not do that. Yeah, Mubashir, how did you eliminated option B? I need your justification here. Why didn't you go like the question says here, brother? We need to optimize the resource. So we have resource optimization techniques. Be straightforward is the answer, guys. How can you say A or D, Mitesh, Faryal, and Mubashir Saab? Need to get better here. Your project is in a critical juncture that could jeopardize. We want to make a risk management plan, conduct a through. Okay. There's no other option apart from A that can make any sense. Okay, so these were the 10 questions I wanted to solve with you guys. So a very important thing on Saturday, this Saturday, we are going to have our coaching call. So even if you are celebrating Eid, I will also be, but we will have a question answer session. Please try to join that, especially for those people who are in Saudi. When is Eid in Saudi? Put in the chat box, Saudi, Oman. So we need to use this time to study, because these times when you study, they can be very effective. They can be very helpful for you. So I do recommend that you spend some time there and start studying into that. Tomorrow is, so yeah, that will be great. So if we can work into that, let's start working into that. Let's start study there, because if we can study, we can make it better, and that will make all the difference in the world. I hope you consider it. I hope you join the session. Looking forward to coach you for this thing. And if you are not my student, do join it. With that, Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, good morning, good evening, and Eid Mubarak to those who are celebrating. Till next time.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually. Like I'm kind of like really
I got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow.
So